We are live. I apologise for the late start. But we're just witnessing here the end of the Women's Championship Grand Final between HRC Women's and Tampere Women's. As you can see here, the Helsinki Women's team took the game out. Fashion. And we just wait now to see the Old Town Shamrocks take on the Helsinki Warriors in the Men's Championship Grand Final. All right, approximately 7 minutes until kickoff. We shall dispense with the pre-match formalities as we have a look at the Shamrocks lineup. At number 1, Yuso Katia. Number 2, Alejandro Ruiz. Number 3, Yim Riff. Number 4, Glenn Christian Kroon. Number 5, Marco Solert. Number 6, Petro Larsen. Number 7, Axeli Petroniemi, our captain for today. Number 8, Stefan Rogers. Number 9, Arigali Bowles. Number 10, Daniel Kerr. 11, Samuel Petri Packer. Number 12, Curtis Pollard. Number 13, Jarko Torres Maki. Number 14 is Wiramu Rahui. Number 15, Alexander Bannatyne. And on the bench, we have Tommy Parvilainen. At number 17, we have Eric Nublum. Number 18 is Thomas. Number 19 is Oscar Henriksen. At number 20 is Jörn Helenius. Number 21, Yuri Pechabuloza. At number 22 is Taras Luish. And number 23 is Shane Green. And now we take a look at the Warriors lineup. The starting squad is Axeli Silitalo Nunes. Number 2, Tony Kenny. Number 3, Mikko Gröndal. Number 4, Juha Ranvuori. My mistake if I mispronounce these names. Number 5, Johannes Korpela. Number 6, Tim Gilbert. Number 7, Mika Narhi. Number 8, Stephen Gamble. Number 9, Bruno Petit. Number 10, Tumpi Fennell. 11, Matt Jordan. 12, Reese Morgan. 13, Mikko Litmanen. Number 14, Matthias Hutiainen. Number 15, Tom Del Peuch. And the finishers and travelling reserves, number 16, Ryan Ford. 17, Henrik Andersson. 18, Jussi Keskinen. 19, John Wotai Tarial. 20 is Ben Anderson. 21, Julian Della Valle. Number 22, Andre Parti. Number 23, Jack Crabtree. And we also have some other names here. I don't know if they're warranted to be called out, but that's the starting lineup and the bench for the Helsinki Warriors as we now wait for the teams to come out. And joining me today is Sam from Samoa by way of New Zealand. Why don't you tell us a few things about today, Sam, and what you think is going to happen? Yes, thank you for having me here today to watch the rugby the game here in Espoo between the Shamrock and Warrior. Yeah, I think if both teams, they do the 3D, then everything be okay, and they played a good game. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the 3D concept there, Sam. Why don't you tell us a bit about that? Okay, number 1 is defense. If both teams have the defense line, they come up and in the one line, they do good. They defend. And number 2 is discipline. They don't want to hear the whistle go. No match. It's very loud. Stop, start, stop, start. The whistle, you know, they don't want to hear that. They want to play the rugby, so discipline is very important. So they do those things, they have a good time on the field. All right, thanks for the input there, Sam. You said there were 3Ds. It's only two. What's the third? Well, it's tackle. They got a tackle the guy and they go, and they make the smell in the pants. Okay, thank you. All right, do you have it the 3Ds from Sam by way of New Zealand from Samoa as we count down to the kickoff for the men's championship grand final, Helsinki Warriors versus the Old Town Shamrocks. Mhm. Come out onto the field. It's mere minutes away from the kickoff for the championship final between two teams. The Warriors having been undefeated throughout the season, and the Shamrocks having lost a couple of games on the trot through to the grand final. Very tough game against HRC last week, whereas the Warriors had a rest week. Look, excuse me. And we have a very lively crowd here at the stadium in Espoo. And we wait now for the referee in the middle and the two ARs to confirm that we are good to kick off. Good to see and hear that we've got some Shamrock supporters in the crowd today. And we see Tumpa for now take the kickoff. And it lands just on the inside. And Stefan on the full-on run. Missed tackle. And he's cutting his way down on the right-hand side of the field. Pops himself in front of the 10-metre line. On the inside of the Helsinki half to Akseli Peltoniemi. That's a good carry forward. They've got some good front forward ball here. And they've lost possession, unfortunately. Very jittery start by the Helsinki Warriors. But it's a penalty. And it doesn't look like... it's a penalty to the Old Town Shamrocks, not releasing the tackled player. Yes, a bit of confusion, I bet, for the viewers at home, having seen the arm go up towards the Helsinki Warriors side. But as we can see here, it is a penalty to the Old Town Shamrocks, and that's a good kick. And they try to keep the ball in, and it's a feed for a line-out throw to the Old Town Shamrocks. And it's going to see what they call here with the usual four-man line-out, I'm assuming. And they're poised to either dish it out to the backs or get a rolling ball going. And that's a great carry from the number 8, Stefan Rogers, who's just held up and pushed back past the try line. Pick and go by the Shamrocks. They're very close to scoring here. Another pick and go. Resolute defence from the Helsinki Warriors. Another pick and go. And he looks to be held up and pushed back just inside the 5-metre line. Shamrocks on the front foot here. Decide to dish it out to the backs. And it's number 3 who's through the gap. Almost through past the 5-metre line. Shamrocks looking for that chalk. And dished out to the left again. And we've got Curtis Pollard at number 12. And he's just put inside the 5-metre line there. The Helsinki Warriors defence is strong. Yes, another good solid tackle. Sees them draw the ball towards the middle of the field again. And that's another good defensive hit by the Helsinki Warriors. And the Shamrocks looking to try and get some more go-forward ball. And some good solid recycling there. And the ball's come loose from the ruck. And we're going back for advantage by the looks of things. Yes, advantage on the 5-metre line. Looks like a high tackle. Yes, apologies to the viewers at home that the pre-game screen was still on and you missed most of the action here. Curtis Pollard takes a solid head up and he's just crossed the line and he's scored. First point for the Shamrocks. Scored by Curtis Pollard. There looks to be some protesting from the Helsinki Warriors. From my point of view, Curtis may have double moved on the ground, but the referee has given the try. 5 points inside 5 minutes by the Old Town Shamrocks to take the lead very early in the game. As we see Alexander Bannatyne he lines up for the kick and it looks to be wide, unfortunately. So just a 5-pointer for the Shamrocks. Just inside 5 minutes gone from the clock. As we take things back to the halfway line. Rugby for now looking to possibly put this ball very high or punch it deep into the Shamrocks 22. Looks to be some wardrobe malfunction with the referee in the middle. Looks like the maybe possibly adjusting a heart rate, whatever. And I can tell you viewers at home, the heart rate must have been up after viewing that passage of play by the Shamrocks to put 5 points on the board. Any thoughts, Sam? Yes, Shamrock, they play good rugby and they put a ball over the try line and they get a 5 point for that. So they must be very happy. Yes, Shamrocks look very happy. About to receive a kickoff from Tumpi for now. Time is back on. Yep, very, very soft kick. Another good take by Stefan Rogers. Great carry. Warriors seem to be contesting, but step off from the ruck. There we go. And they put the ball up high. We're going to see how the 15 reacts or the winger reacts. Good take. Samuel Peteri-Pago can't take him. And the Warriors now have position just inside their 10-metre line. Looking for quick recycle. Axeli Nunes-Talo has a very strong carry towards the 50-metre line. And the Shamrocks line is set. And that's a very good pass, and it's a knock-on by the Warriors. Some very hesitant with the handling by the Warriors, which gives us the first scrum of the game. And we'll definitely see which pack will be able to snap the authority on this game, as we see very shortly. As we can hear, Axeli Peltoniemi, our captain for the Shamrocks, encouraging his boys to put in a good nudge today in the scrum. Solid pack down, and the Shamrocks look to have some domination up front, pushing them back off the mark, and some very good go forward. The referee has to put his arm out very shortly, but he doesn't. And they're keeping the ball in, and that's a good dish from Adi Gully-Vales to number 12. And we've got Curtis Pollard taking the ball up. Good. And he does have the arm out now. And we're going to see here. Oh, and it's a solid hit by the Helsinki Warriors. The referee still playing advantage. And we got the ball to Peter Larson. And that's some solid defense by Axeli of the Warriors. And we're dishing it out to the forward pod. And that's a good chop tackle. Ruck is secure, however. No contesting from the Warriors. And we see the Shamrocks putting the ball up again to the outside fringe. Actually, it's just inside towards the middle of the pitch. And it's taken cleanly by the Warriors, but we're going back for advantage. So all the things are going towards the Shamrocks. They're doing things right. And we're poised to see the Shamrocks kick for touch towards the Warriors try line. So offside was the call. Yes, and that's a solid kick from Dan Kerr. And we see them halfway between the 22 and the 5-metre line, just inside. Chris Wallace as the AR on the sideline, doing a tremendous job throughout the season and officiating on the sidelines for today's grand final. And we see here the typical four-man lineup from the Shamrocks. My bet is it's going to go towards the middle or the back, yes, and it goes to the back cleanly. Great throw, and he brings it down, and that's a good run by Curtis Pollard. And that's straight up the middle, 15 metres in from touch. And they're looking to punch towards the middle of the field here. Bit of a wayward pass for Dan Kerr. Axeli Peltoniemi hits it up the middle, inching towards the 5-metre try line. And they've got numbers out here on the right. Daniel Kerr shows the ball. And it's a good show of the ball to put him on the 5-metre line from the Helsinki Warriors try line. Recycle the ball. It's slowly, and it's a knock on. It's gone forwards as the referee has put his arm out. And an opportunity missed by the Warriors there. And I do apologise. I'm mixing up Jaska and Curtis because both of them are bald and both of them have beards. All right, with a great shunt from the Old Town Shamrocks in the previous scrum. It's going to be interesting to see how the Warriors defend against the obvious physicality of the Shamrocks pack. And it's a good nudge from the Shamrocks, but we've got number 8 off the back of the scrum and a solid tackle by Daniel Kerr. Okay, and we're coming back for the penalty. Not quite sure what it's for, but we'll see. Okay, pulling the scrum down by the looks of things. As we see Tupi Fennell nudge the ball downfield. And he's kept it inside. And Alexander Bannatyne on the counter-attack. Yes, that is allowed. The player can be outside of touch to nudge the ball back in. Very smart move by Wits Rahui of New Zealand. And then he puts the ball up, and it's a nice little nudge just into the back corner of the Helsinki Warriors half. And they play it safe and get the ball out. Shamrocks throw in for the line out. Yes, very nicely done. For those of you at home who aren't aware of that law, the player can be outside of touch and jump so they are no longer in touch and bat the ball in back into play, as we just saw from Wiramu Rahoi of Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. Okay, it seems that we are taking the lineup back. Okay, it seems that that wasn't allowed for some reason. And that throw was not straight. So the referees did not pick it up, and it's a wayward catching by Tuki Fennell. Looks to be some jitters from the Warriors as they try and assert themselves into this game. They've had barely in a possession, and all the calls seem to be going so far in favour of the Old Town Shamrocks. And we can expect another physical push from the Shamrocks here, who have clearly had the upper edge in the scrum in the last two scrums that have packed down. Yes, and that's another good nudge from the Shamrocks. Very, very good push. Yes, and it's good dish out to Dan. And he goes again for the cross-field kick to Samoa Peteri Parker. And that's a good contest in the air by both players. Unfortunately, neither of them could gather the pill. And we see a throw-in for the Warriors just inside their own half. Poised here to see Helsinki Warriors throw the ball in. Whether or not this one will be straight. And that one's much better. And that's a very poor gather off the top of the line out. And the Helsinki Warriors have regathered the ball with the 9 gone into the ruck. And that looked like the ball was out. However, it wasn't. And that's a good low tackle by Petul Larsen. And they come the blind side. And unfortunately, couldn't exploit the overlap. And it's the Helsinki Warriors knocking the ball on again for an Old Town Shamrocks scrum feed. So 3 scrums have gone during this game, and we have seen the Old Town Shamrocks assert their physicality on the scrum with 3 very good pushes and nudges. Arigali Vales at number 9, who was missing from last week's semi-final. And that's another good feed and a good push from the Shamrocks. Arigali Vales gets the ball out to Curtis Pollard or Yuska. That's a good wraparound decoy runner. Alexander Bannatyne is taken down. And it looks like Helsinki Warriors did pilfer, but no, there's no release. Tackler did not release the ball carrier. And the rub of the green is not going towards the Helsinki Warriors. It's going towards the Shamrocks at this point of the game. But as the game wears on, it'll be interesting to see how the calls are interpreted and are made. All right, and they opt for the 3-pointer. Having missed a conversion for their try earlier, if they slot this conversion, it'll take them to an 8-point lead. So we see Alexander Bannatyne stepping up to the tee. And we're looking at a 41.5-metre kick just to the right of the posts here. And that's a solid nudge, and it looks to me just to the left of the sticks. And we will see a 22 dropout from the Helsinki Warriors.
The Warriors will be looking to try and get some possession. They've barely had any this game. And the kick has gone. And he's managed to keep the ball in with the Warriors retaining position. It's a very good kick by Tumpi for now. And it's a good recycle. And he's taken it himself. He's found a hole in the defensive line. And he's got some good feet on this fella here. And they find themselves halfway between the 22 and the 10-metre line. And that's another terrible pass to Tumpi for now as they look to exploit the right-hand side of the field with numbers. Good step inside. And a very, very disorientated pass from the Helsinki Warriors. Sees a throw in to the Shamrocks. Bit of a scramble for the defence from the Shamrocks. And an opportunity gone to waste by the Helsinki Warriors. And we go to the front of the line out, and it's contested by the Warriors. Good clean take by the Shamrocks. And we see another crossfield kick by Daniel Kerr, putting the 11 from Helsinki Warriors under a bit of pressure. And Woods Rahuri has taken him down just on the 50-metre line. And the Warriors look to try and set and reset, get their pods into position to push forward. And the defensive line is set for the Shamrocks. Quick and go off the back of the ruck. And Petal almost found himself on the wrong side of the referee's whistle. But we see the Helsinki Warriors being pushed back past the halfway line. And he's off the line there. And that's another good tackle from the Shamrocks, Steffel, number 8. That sees them push back even further. Unfortunately, the ball did make contact with his hand. And it's advantage to the Helsinki Warriors for a knock-on. And it'd be interesting to see, okay, he's blown the whistle now. Going to go back for it. Okay, it's now a penalty. And it seems to have been, okay, so it was a knockdown. It seemed unintentional from my point of view by the Shamrocks, but the law is the law. And correct call has been made. Tumpi for now to try and gain some more metres for the Helsinki Warriors, who have not had a lot of possession, but when they have, they seem quite disjointed, apart from the few line breaks that they've had. Here's the first real attacking opportunity for the Warriors as they forward are slowly making their way to the line out. Plenty of supporters here in the crowd for the Warriors. And that's overthrown to Uxley. Petal Larson with the solid tackle. And just inside the Shamrocks 22. And it looks like they're going to spread it wide to a forwards pod. Put down right on the 22. And then I think Tumpi for now will try and dish it out, show the ball a bit, put some steps on. And yes, they're spreading it wide with numbers. And that's a solid tackle from Petteri Pääkö. Oh, and the ball is loose. And advantage to the Shamrocks for a knock-on by the looks of things. And it looks like we have an injured player down. Seems to be clutching at his neck. As we see the Helsinki Warriors physio tend to the injury here. I wonder if his back's okay too. His neck, his back. Yes, he just had a drink of water. It seems to me that he was quite parched and liked some H2O and sustenance to keep him going. No, it seemed like a legitimate injury. Just talking with my cameraman here. On the camera today is Oskari. Okay, so the call seems to be a penalty. And the Warriors find themselves in another opportunity to push further towards the Old Town Shamrocks try line in the hunt for those precious 5 points. And as we see on the trackside, Eki Nublin, who bought his correct boots today, and we see the throw-in from Helsinki Warriors was not straight. And nothing seems to be going right for the Helsinki Warriors. They are finding it hard to get into the groove of their game, which has been uncharacteristic of them throughout the season. They're generally quite quick and ready to go out of the sheds. However, we've seen the Shamrocks put 5 points with 2 opportunities to put more points on against the Warriors. All right, and we see the scrum feed from the Shamrocks, Arigari Vals, and it looks like it's going to be a clearance here. Good solid push from the Shamrocks. Referee hasn't decided or hasn't seen any infringement from the Warriors. Yes, the arm is out now. Just play the ball, yes. And that's gone straight into the Helsinki Warriors, who's put the ball out, and we're coming back for the penalty. And as predicted earlier yesterday, the rain has arrived here in Espoo. You see the players scurry to the covered booths on the side of the pitch. We see the Shamrocks throwing right on the 50-metre line. And it's going to make things a little bit more interesting now that the rain has arrived. We'll be a bit more slippery, like a snake. A slippery snake. And we see the Shamrocks throw a very good throw in off the bottom of the line out. And good hands by Peter Larson. As we see them, and unfortunately it was a knock on going into contact. And we're probably going to see a few more handling errors due to this rain that's just arrived. Doesn't seem to be hanging around, but it has done enough to make that ball nice and slippery. Slippery like a snake. I'm a slippery snake. All right, we'll also probably see some traction issues with the scrums, and that's another solid push. The arm is out from the referee for the Helsinki Warriors playing advantage, and Tumpi puts it high for Samoa Petri Packer to take the ball, and he's taken it cleanly. He did mark the ball, but they're coming back for advantage, and we see a Helsinki Warrior down on the ground. Looks to me like he's a little bit injured. And time off is called. And we're into the second quarter of the rugby game with the Shamrocks leading 5-0. And we see the physio coming onto the field to tend to the injured Helsinki player. And we see the magic spray being applied to the captain for today for the Shamrocks, Axeli Peltoniemi. Axe deodorant spray. I would imagine he's pretty smelly there out there at the moment with all that running around. Okay, and they go tap and go. And he's kicked away possession. And that's gone backwards. Okay, penalty for... Not sure what that was for. But as it stands, the penalty has been given to the Helsinki Warriors, who find them in prime position to try and score a try. Huxley Peltoniemi, and he's driven himself across the 5-metre line. Shamrocks are in the deep red zone. As we see him scoot off the back of the ruck, and he's lost it forward. And the AR getting involved. Didn't quite see what happened there. It looked like the Helsinki Warriors player did knock the ball onward. Okay, penalty. Penalty to the Shamrocks for holding on to the ball. The pilfer was good. And the Shamrocks find themselves out of danger as the Helsinki Warriors are denied yet another opportunity to try and score. And that's a great kick from Daniel Kerr. And the 11 from Helsinki Warriors decides not to try and bunt it back in field. Alejandro Ruiz, our number 2, has been throwing some peaches at the line-out throw. And we yet again see we're going to the front of the line-out. No contest from the Warriors as we see Daniel Kerr dish it out to Stefan Rogers. One missed tackle. Huxley brings him down, but he can't hold on to the bill. And the whistle is about to go, and it has gone. Yes, the ball is very slippery out there, having just been rained upon. Okay. So Mika Nar apparently tried to fake an injury, and no one noticed, so he just got back to his feet. Mika Nar was a former Old Town Shamrocks player who now has decided to ply his trade with the Helsinki Warriors. And we've got some awesome supporting here. And that's another good push from the Shamrocks. The arm has to go out here. No, it doesn't. And we find Helsinki on the blind side of the scrum, inching their way towards the try line, taking that inside the 22. And that's got to be a knock on. But no, the ref has his arm out for the Warriors. Advantage being played. And we see the big bopper take it towards the middle of the field, coming back to the blind side with another big carrier. And he's through the defense here. Wichwahui tries to bring him down. They find themselves 5 meters inside the 5 meters. And the Warriors looking to assert their dominance up front using their bigger boys. And they have scored a try by actually from Jamaica. So after 25 minutes of rugby, actually around 20 minutes, it's taken this long for the Warriors to hit back. And my thoughts would have been they would have been able to strike back a lot sooner, but they have some confidence now as they head towards back towards the halfway line, kick to come. Yes, a very good read from the back of the scrum from the Helsinki Warriors, exploiting the spinned scrum. The flankers weren't able to come across and cover his running down the blind side of the scrum. And they set themselves nicely some go forward ball to cross the line for 5 points. And that's a brilliant kick there, and that's over the post. And that puts the Helsinki Warriors 7 points to 5. Kumpi for now converts for an extra 2, and that takes them in front by 2 points. Sorry, that wasn't Tumpi, that was someone else. But he does look like Tumpi, a little. So you see Daniel Kerr punch it deep down into the Helsinki half. And it looks like they're going to play it safe and go for the clearance. Hasn't gained much meters, and they see themselves on the 10-meter line, just outside the 10-meter line in the Helsinki Warriors half. And that's a great throw from Alejandro Ruiz. Looked like they were going to set up for the maul, but they have taken the ball to ground. Dish it out to Daniel Kerr. The defensive line is up very smart, but Stefan bumps off the first defender, gets across the gain line in the middle of the field, and they come to the blind side. And there's number out here, forwards Rahui, and he steps back inside, inching his way towards the try line. Pick up the ball. Yes, he picked it up. Petter Larsen, number 6. And the Warriors have scored the penalty. Not quite sure what for. Yes, our cameraman is getting involved in the exchange of words here, and we see them trying to exploit on the outside. And he beats 2 defenders, beats a third, and he's looking very good, but he can't quite get past and gain some traction past the third defender, fourth defender. And the Warriors look to have a little bit of a go forward here. Actually taken down strongly by the defense, but the referee has put his arm out, and they've nudged the ball just inside the touch line, and it sees the Warriors go back for a penalty. Not quite sure for. I think it was offside. Okay, high tackle from the Shamrocks, which gives the Warriors another attacking opportunity. Tumpi for now lining to take the kick up to touch, and that sees them right on the 5-meter line. The Warriors seem to be playing now with some gusto, as they walk up to the line out, and they are poised to do the rolling ball or dish it out. And some contesting from the Shamrocks, sees the ball deflected off the top of the line out onto the Warriors side, as the ball carrier seems to have been taken to ground, but released the ball and picked the ball back up. And the forward who's gone in and acted as 9 has made very little ground past the gain line, but his numbers spread out to the left here, and they've decided to go right, using their big boys to try and push across the gain line, inching closer towards the Shamrocks try line. The defence from the Shamrocks has been resolute. Need to get bodies in front of the ball carrier. Pick and go from the Warriors. We see a very messy ruck there. Ball has come out. And another pick and go. Still too high by the Shamrocks. The Warriors very, very close to scoring another 5-pointer here. And they've gone to the opposite side of the ruck. And they've been driven back to the 5-meter line. It's a very good defence here. Trying to keep the Warriors out. And it'll be a question of time whether or not they still use their forwards, as they still continue to do, pushing forward. And it looks like they're going out to use the backs. But no, Tumpi Finau is calling for the ball, I think. And the ball has come loose from the ruck out to Tumpi Finau, who finds himself in a bit of a pickle, being driven back towards the 22-meter line. Some very good defence from the Shamrocks. And we're coming back for the advantage for the Warriors. The Shamrocks can't be seeing too many of these. Some very strong defence again from the Shamrocks, and almost across the line by the Warriors. But it looks to me like he was held up. Was he held up, or was the try given? Okay, the try was held up. The Warriors are not going back to the halfway line. Some very strong defence from the Shamrocks. Very, very lucky to get out of that one without conceding, and more penalties, more some points on the board. Alexander Bannatyne to step up and take the 22 dropout, and it goes straight to Tumpi Finau. Probably not the best person to give the ball to, and Tumpi Finau puts up a drop kick that's just to the right of the sticks. So again, we see the Shamrocks take another goal for line dropout. Very smart play by the number 10 forward Helsinki Warriors, as he knew if he missed, they were just going to get another drop line now. Drop kick. Line drop kick. Drop line now. What do you mean, drop line now? It's totaled 22. Yes, that's right for him. They're going to the 22 for the dropout. Not the smartest move, perhaps, by Tumpi, as they've gained 22 metres to take this drop kick. That's a great drop kick, nice and high by the Shamrocks And there was no attempt to catch the ball at all. And that's a good tackle by Jaska. See the Helsinki Warriors, Tumpi showing the ball. And it looks to me like Jack Crabtree takes the ball in the middle of the pitch. Good recycle by the Warriors. Another good tackle by the Shamrocks. Jim Griff, I believe. And that's a tackle. And they've gone over the rock and sealed the rock off. And that's a really good call from the ref as we see the Shamrocks get out of jail with that one, having taken the 22-metre dropout and Helsinki lose possession. With the high and through, and they find themselves just outside the 10-metre line in the Helsinki Warriors half for 32 minutes, 35 minutes odd gone on the clock. And he's gone to the front. It's a great take, but he couldn't take it in the air, and he's pushed out into touch. The ball was coming back to the Shamrock side. Alejandro Ruiz seems a little bit frustrated, but there's no reason to be frustrated as they are just inside the 10-metre line of the Helsinki Warriors half. Yes, and that's a great steal from the Old Town Shamrocks. They've read that like a porno. And we see here, number 4 dishing it out, playing the role of number 9. Daniel Kerr up the middle, missed one tackle. You see them setting themselves up. A good contest from the Old Town, the Warriors. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up here. And that's a great ball. And then it's given to Witrahui. And he's chipped it inside. And it's taken cleanly. And he's lost position. Bit of a circus down there by the 5-metre line Warriors side. And we see the Warriors under a lot of pressure here. And that's a box kick by the number 9. And that's just going straight up. And it's still in. Daniel Kerr, good step. Back in towards the inside of the field. And the Helsinki Warriors try to kick the ball. Hardy Gully Viles gets the ball out. And he's trying to dance his way towards. Very good ball placement by Peter Larson. And we dish it out to the backs. Alexander, yes, he bumps off the ball. Talking for now was on the receiving end. It bubbles. The hand is out for the Old Town Shamrocks. And we see them dish it out to the backs. And it's out to someone who Petri Backer. He bumps off one player and tries forward towards the try line. Warriors supporters in the crowd with their arms up in the air. I have no idea why. And we take some time to reset. Some strong defense coming up from the Helsinki Warriors. Sees them on the 22. Old Town Shamrocks trying to get forward. And it's a great pass out too. And unfortunately, that was a forward pass. It looked to me like it was a line ball, but we're going to come back for the advantage. Penalty to the Shamrocks. And we see here another great attacking opportunity. Shamrocks on the front foot, very hungry to cross that try line. Yes, they've gone up and they haven't decided for the rolling maul. And we've got Curtis Pollard coming through. And he can't quite get across the try line, but they've got some good go forward ball. And the Shamrocks have crossed the try line. 4-5. They have hit back the Shamrocks for a 5-pointer. 10 points on the board, 2-7 with the kick to come. Shamrocks have come out here to play. The Helsinki Warriors look to be tired, hands on knees. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to see. Shamrocks are asserting themselves in this game, trying to get the upper hand over the Helsinki Warriors. Yes, and we hear the Helsinki Warriors chanting up the wires. They seem to have stolen from the New Zealand Warriors rugby league team. Nevertheless, it's a very very admirable chant. And Arigali Vowles adds the extra point. We put them 12 points to 7, approximately 5 points ahead. The Helsinki Warriors. We are in for a game of rugby with only 3 to 4 minutes left of the first half. And Tupi for now punches it deep into the 22, straight to Stefan Rogers, who runs up, bumps off the first defender. We see Artigals dishing it out to Yimriff. Hopefully he can hold on to the ball. He's going by himself, however, that's a good carry. And that's okay. Unfortunately, he sealed off the ruck. It was good support by Axeli Peltoniemi, but unfortunately he has sealed the ruck off, and it's given a penalty to the Helsinki Warriors. For now, he goes for the kick, and Widswarahui, although vertically challenged, did try to attempt to nudge that ball back in. Oh, and that's a very good take from the Helsinki Warriors with some contesting from the Shamrocks, who are driving the ball back towards the towards the touchline. There seems to be a bit of a confusion as to where the ball is, and the ball is out to Axeli, and he's seen the gap in the defensive line, could not puncture through, and it's a quick take off the back of the ruck, and the ball has come loose, and Axeli seems to be down and injured. And this does not look good for the Warriors. One of their main attacking weapons in the forwards is down injured. So, yes, both cameraman and I need to urinate quite badly, but we are sitting here with very few minutes left on the clock until halftime. It seems that the Helsinki Warriors have lost Axeli with a knee injury by the looks of things. And we have Big John, the coach, coming on. I had a conversation earlier this week with Big John, who was worried he wouldn't be able to get onto the pitch, but he has managed in doing so. In the front row by the looks of things, a place he is no stranger to. As we see by the Shamrocks, Helsinki Warriors have tried to push and use their muscle, especially with the big boy John coming onto the field. And that's a safe kick from Daniel Kerr. And it looks to me like they're going to call halftime. Yes, halftime here at Espoo Stadium. The score currently 12 points to 7. The Shamrocks having dominated, however, not yet put points on to reflect their domination. And the Helsinki Warriors seemingly playing not as well as they have played during the 2024 season. And we will be right back after this break. All right, welcome back. With 40 minutes gone, we see the second half about to kick off with the Shamrocks taking the field already, but the Warriors yet to come out. Oh, that's great. And here we see the Warriors taking their to get back onto the pitch. No doubt some strong words said by both teams inside the sheds. As we see the Shamrocks with a 12 points to 7, 5-point lead over the undefeated Helsinki Warriors team.
And for those of you who have missed the first half, it has been a little bit of a seesaw event.
Shamrocks are being a bit more cohesive in their defence and attack. And we see Alexander Bannatyne taking the kickoff. The clouds look grey, and there may be some rain still to come. A nice charge down, and Woods Rahui has held onto the ball, but it's gone forward. And we see another scrum, the first for the second half. Oh, no, it's not. Sam made that mistake earlier, didn't you, Sam?
Yes, I am very sorry for the mistake made earlier today. Yeah, I know. See the Warrior now for a kick in, and
In typical Tumpy fashion, he's punched the ball deep into the Shamrocks. And that's a nice step, and has given it off to Samoa Peteri Packer, who unfortunately has been taken. And there is an arm out for the Helsinki Warriors, who find themselves in a good position for the advantage. And the ball has come onto the Warriors side. Very good tussle from the Shamrocks. A good feed from the 9-2. Oh, and there's Big John. He's a big boy trying to carry the ball towards the try line. And it's a good dish out by Tumpi. Actually, no, Tumpi's lookalike, and that's a good step. And they find themselves 5 metres out by the Shamrocks. The Warriors have come out of the sheds with the intent of playing some rugby here. And the arm is still out for the Warriors, and the penalty has been given. It looks like it's going to be a tap and go. And my bet is it's going to be Big John on the receiving end of the tap and go. And it seems we have a substitution or an injury. Oh, he's held up over the line, and he's still held up over the line and pushed back. Big John couldn't get himself under, and it's a knock on. Okay, no, there was obstruction, and there's back chat, and a penalty given. Okay, so there's been a card for Eki, who's finding himself ruling over his actions in the sin bin for 10 minutes. This is not a good look for the Shamrocks. However, they do have a bit of a pressure relief here with the penalty just given. And another attacking opportunity by the Warriors, very similar to last week, where we saw Helsinki Rugby Club squander opportunity after opportunity when trying to cross the line for some points. And there's that stolen slogan by the Warriors, stolen from the New Zealand Warriors Rugby League team. And that's a poor pass to Daniel Kerr, who finds himself tied up. Some good ruck defence there by the Shamrocks. And we see Yaska or Curtis. I cannot tell who it is because they are both bald. And that's a great push to the 10-metre line in their own half. Shamrocks on the front foot, but there's been a knock-on by the Shamrocks. The ball is slippery. And we see Tumpi for now dish it out to his winger on the left-hand side of the field, trying to exploit the outside fringe. And they look to be bringing the ball back towards the midfield. And Big John walking to those rucks. So I don't think he's had a good game of footy this season where he's played over 40 minutes of rugby. But again, we're seeing the Helsinki Warriors trying to exploit that blind side. And it seems that they're doing it well. And they've just pulled themselves up to the 22-metre line. And we see another good carry by the Helsinki Warriors. But they seem to be pushed back by some very strong Old Town Shamrocks defence. And the penalty given to the Shamrocks. Again, relieving some pressure with only 14 men on the field. And that's another opportunity that the Helsinki Warriors will be a bit disappointed they couldn't convert and push towards trying and score some more points on the board. So the Shamrocks on the defence here have hardly had any possession so far. And hopefully with this line-out throw-in, should be able to get some good go-forward ball and work themselves towards the Helsinki try line. Alejandro Ruiz with the throw-in. All line-out throws have been on point. Another good throw and dished out to Petter Larsson, who's gone up the middle and he's shrugged off. Okay, and it seems that there was perhaps some obstruction. We see position change hands and given to the Helsinki Warriors just inside the 10-metre line of the Shamrocks half. As it stands, the score is 12-7. And I've just realised that the clock hasn't been reset. But looking at the clock on the big screen here, there's only been 5 minutes gone. Okay, so because the sin bin player is a front rower, they're going to have to bring on another player that can fill that position that is not being filled by the sin bin player. So we're looking now to see which player is coming off. So they've decided to bring Wids Rahui off the right-hand wing
number 14, and bring Yim Riff on. Looks to me like Yim's hobbling over to the scrum. I'm not quite sure if he's fit for the I mean an injury, not like fit, but I'm sure the viewers at home knew exactly what I meant. And that's a good push, boring in by the looks of things, but the ball is out on the Helsinki Warriors side, and a nice wrap around from. Oh, and there was almost, yes, and he's pulled him down just on the 22-metre line. They managed to get across the gain line, looking to reset and push forward further. Mika now with the take, and he's taken, pushed back, didn't get across the gain line, and they're coming right to the, yes, and that's a great hit by Samoa Petri Packer. Yes, and we see Tumpifu now dishing the ball out to the middle of the field. A good tackle by Petter Larsen, getting back in the defensive line. And it seems that they might have an overlap here with the wraparound, but he's tied up halfway between the 10-metre line and the 22-metre line. And we see them trying to inch their way back towards this side of the field. And another quick recycle. And it's a good pass, and it's a good hit by Samuel Petri Packer. And it's a knock-on. That is some championship defense by the Shamrocks. And it's still down. Great hit by Samuel Petri Packer. The Warriors trying to probe on the outside. They're going to think twice about coming to this side of the field with a man like Samuel Petri Packer putting in some solid hits. And Arigali Valas looks to feed the ball in. And that's a good, solid feed and a good hold from the Shamrocks. And they're going to play it safe here. And that's a good kick. And it hasn't gone out. Oh, and it's been touched before it's gone to ground. So we see the Shamrocks get the throw in. Number 30 kicking himself in the teeth with a very, 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 very silly rookie error. Okay, it looks like the Helsinki Warriors get the free kick, and there's been some back chat through the referee from the Shamrocks, and a quick tap and go. The Warriors are trying desperately to claw across the game line and score a point, a try, and that's gone to no one. And that is a silly mistake again by the Warriors, who look to me been very unsettled by the most recent calls that have gone against them. They're playing some very uncharacteristic rugby here, and the Shamrocks hopefully will try and capitalise on these errors from the Helsinki Rugby Club. Yes, and Daniel Kerr plays it safe, and he sees themselves just on their inside of their own half with their throw-in to come. And we see our other AR for today's game, Palemir Field, who's also part of the judiciary, who has put in many, many, many years into the Finnish rugby community. And it's good to see him having a hand in today's officiating. Okay, we hear that chant stolen from the Helsinki, yes, and that's a great throw. And that's right down the middle too. And we see the Shamrocks dish it to Samuel Petri Packer. And then Curtis Pollard trying to inch his way towards the halfway line. And we see here, they're going to come back this way. And it's a good contest from the Warriors. And Glenn Christian Kern has taken the ball just inside the halfway line. Artie Gullyvale's trying to set up his pods, and that looks to be almost a head-high tackle. Good recycle, and we've got some ball in hand for the Warriors, and it's Alexander Bannatyne who's crossed into the Warriors half, and we see another good setup here for the Shamrocks to try and push further. Daniel Kerr takes the ball to the middle pod inside the centre of the field, and he's coming charging that Helsinki Warriors player, and we seem to have gone backwards here, and that's a good banana kick by the and that's a very awkward bounce, and it's Samuel Parker on the end of it, and unfortunately he couldn't hold on to the pill. And the Warriors are up in arms, and everyone seems to be having a go at Daniel Kerr, who's just standing there doing nothing. And it's a bit of chaos here, pitch side. Vladimir Field is going to have a chat with the referee in the middle. I'm not quite sure what his name is, but he's been doing a phenomenal job so far officiating this game. What was that about, man? It was about Shred. Well, whatever the call is, the Shamrocks are in a very good position field-wise, having worked their way back into the Warriors' red zone. But I have the feeling that the ball is going to come onto the Shamrock side here after some very unsportsmanlike actions taken by the Warriors after the ball had been knocked on. Yes, we do it. None of that, please. Yes, and it is a penalty to the Shamrocks. Must be. This is rugby. It's not football. You don't say that kind of stuff to the players. All right, and the Shamrocks have opted for a scrum by the looks of things. Fairly well evened in the second half, whereas in the first half, the Shamrocks had the physicality to push the Helsinki Warriors off the mark, and with some gusto. As it stands now, we are 11 minutes into the second half, with just under 30 minutes left to play on the clock. As we see, Adi Gullyvales feed the ball into the scrum, and that's a good push by the Shamrocks. And it's been penalty because of boring in. And the Warriors have been led off with that one. You see Tumpi for now looking to gain some meters with a clearance kick. Still inside the Warriors half here. See Polymere Field put the arm out and signify the line out throw will be just outside the 10-metre line, the Warriors half. So still the Shamrocks are in a good place field-wise. And that's a great throw from the Warriors as he dishes it out to the backs to Tumpi for now. He's got options, but they're going to split it right to the left side of the field. Decoy runners, possibly with the overlap, but they can't squeeze themselves on the outside fringes as we see the ball loose out of the ruck. And the arm has gone up from the referee. And then we've got a big bopper taking the ball up. And it looks to me like the penalty will go to the Helsinki Warriors because of playing the ball in with the hands in the ruck by the looks of things. And Tupi for now looks to edge themselves closer down the field. And that has gone dead. It has gone dead. It's not found touch. And that is a very uncharacteristic mistake from Tumpi for now national team 10, who miskicked that and is given possession straight back to the Shamrocks. As we pack down for another scrum, both scrums seem to be fairly even, as I mentioned before, and we're looking at substitutions now. So Eki, who's been off the pitch for approximately 10 minutes, looks to be coming on for Yim Riff. And we've got Uxley coming back on as he seems to be heavily strapped. Okay, Uxley. Ninos Dalo is not coming back onto the field. Okay, there seems to be some misunderstanding about who's allowed back onto the field and who isn't. Okay. My understanding was that if... Okay, so the misunderstanding has been taken care of, and Uxley is back on the field for the Helsinki Warriors. As we see a Shamrocks feed to the scrum just inside the Helsinki half. And we're poised to see a set-piece play from the Shamrocks in an attempt to penetrate the Helsinki defence. And that's a good solid ball to Curtis Pollard. Drives himself towards the try line inside the Helsinki half. Okay, Daniel Kerr finds himself a bit tied up in the middle of the field. And the securing of the ruck is good. Finding themselves on the halfway line, and the arm is out, which means that the Shamrocks has good advantage. And we're going to go back shortly by the looks of things, if the referee won't blow the whistle now. Okay, and there seems to be some numbers on the left-hand side here. If they can get good, quick recycle. Okay, maybe not. All right. Yes, okay, and then Alexander runs into some heavy defence, and he's put down Samuel Petri Parker looking for the ball on the outside. And that ball's gone backwards, and we're going to come back for the advantage. Okay, time is off. We have an injured player from the Helsinki Warriors down, but Palomir Field is coming out onto the pitch to discuss a possible infringement by either one of the teams. And as we see a Warriors player come off the field injured, looks to me to be pretty serious. A big round of applause for his efforts, and we see Ben Alexander coming onto the field, who has come from a very nasty injury a couple of years ago. And it's a penalty played for the Shamrocks as they work themselves right into the red zone of the Helsinki Warriors. "55 minutes gone on the clock as we inch closer towards the fourth quarter of this game. Closely contested, 12 points to Old Town Shamrocks to the Helsinki Warriors, 7 points. And they've gone up the front, and it was not straight, unfortunately. ready? You ready? This is just you. It's yours then. No. If we just got it for you, that's fine. No. Don't. I'll get some afterwards. Yeah. No, I was taking a shit. All right, so the Shamrocks, good nudge in the scrum, and Tumpi decides to play it safe and smash it down the field. Alexander Bannatyne could not get behind it as we see the ball trickle towards his try line, and it's knocked the ball on, unfortunately, and that's a very, very grave mistake from Alexander Bannatyne. And the Warriors find themselves in perfect position to mount an attack to try and score a try to even the scores. Then we hear that slogan that's been stolen from the New Zealand Warriors Rugby League team, chanted by the Helsinki Warriors here. And if the Shamrocks do wish to try and get possession back, it's going to be a very big push by the boys. But it seems pretty resolute and solid from the Helsinki Warriors as they spin it right. And Daniel Kerr covering defense, and he's out. Some great defense from the Shamrocks, and another opportunity gone from the Warriors. But still, the Warriors find themselves in perfect field territory position, having a line out to the Shamrocks thrown on their own 5-metre line. And that's a great throw. And no contesting from the Warriors. And Daniel Kerr seems to be wanting to run it, and he's run into some very strong defense. And there's a penalty. And it seems that the Warriors have crossed the line. Yes, they have indeed crossed the line for a 5-pointer. And the Warriors find themselves even neck and neck, 12 points apiece with the kick to come. Yeah. And this is a very, very tough kick, just inside 5 metres from the touchline here for the Helsinki Warriors kicker. This kick here to take the lead for the first time in this game. Not the first time, the second time. And he's just shanked it to the right. So the score stands 12 apiece as we head into the fourth quarter of this grand final of the 2024 championship season. And Alexander takes the kickoff, and it sees the ball coming down just inside the 20, and that's a solid hit by Petter Larsen. And it's a very good defense from the Shamrocks, but the Warriors seem to be exploiting the outside fringes, and the defensive line is a little bit uncertain from the Shamrocks here. It's the big bopper Uxley tries to take the ball up. We see Big John here get the ball, runs again into some solid defense, and he's taken down very cleanly. And then we see Tumpi for now with the cutout pass, and it's a knock on to the Shamrocks. Get the scrum feed in a very good field position here. A great opportunity for the Shamrocks to try and inch their way closer to the Warriors try line and get some much needed points on the board as we are half a minute into the fourth quarter. 19 minutes left in this game, ladies and gentlemen, and it is anyone's game at this stage and point. Yes, thank you, Nika, for telling me to change and update the score. It is currently 12 apiece. 20 minutes to go inside the fourth quarter of this 80-minute rugby game here in Espoo. Shamrocks feed the ball into the scrum, and it's a solid hold from the Shamrocks. We're going to see a set-piece play here, and Curtis Pollard takes it up, and that's a very strong run by Curtis Pollard on the front foot, and they've lost possession, but the penalty given to the Old Town Shamrocks. Now, do we see the Shamrocks take the kick towards the try line for a throw-in, or do we see them take the 3 points? Some crucial decisions to be made here by the Shamrocks, and they have opted for the 3 points. Yes, my apologies for not updating the score in real time. I am so deeply involved in this game and very excited to see the outcome after 80 minutes played. And Alu Bennett swaps it over for 3 points, which sees the Shamrocks take the lead again, 15 points to 12. And Tumpi Fennell takes the kick. He plants it deep inside of the Shamrocks half. Stefan Rogers, who has had a great game so far, shrugs off one defender, sets himself up inside the 22. Daniel Kerr looking to take the clearance and play it safe, and that's a good clearance kick as the ball goes out right inside the 50-metre line, halfway between the 10-metre line, 55 metres from the Warriors try line. Yes, the score has been updated. Thank you very much, Jonas Nenonen. Approximately 17 minutes left on the clock as both teams are struggling to get the upper hand over the other team. Okay, so play has resumed here. Warriors find themselves 55 metres, 5 metres outside their own half, and that is a knock-on by the looks of things from the Helsinki Warriors. The referee didn't pick it up, so the ball must have gone back, and the ball has come off onto the Shamrocks side. No 9 to play the ball, and that's a very good carry from Utsuli Pelton-Yemi across the gain line. Very slow to recycle the ball. Daniel Kerr gets the ball, and the defence is up very quickly, and Curtis Pollard dodges a no-arm tackle from Utsuli, who was it Big John, and they planted themselves 55 metres from their own try line, and that's a great ball to Utsuli, and they worked themselves way closer to the Old Town Shamrocks. Sorry, okay, so the ball and the pass has gone forward from the Old Town Shamrocks, unfortunately. Yes, we saw Big John try and line up Curtis Pollard, who definitely put the left step on, which left Big John clutching air and almost face planting himself. Yes, if you're watching this game from the Old Town Public House in Portable, then you are valid for a discount on your next beer. as we see the Warriors dish it out to the centre field, and that's solid defence from the Shamrocks. Number 12, Jaska Tuorismaki, has put him down on the halfway line, and we see them looking out to Big John, put the ball, and he's put his foot down, trying to inch his way closer to the Shamrocks line, and we're coming back this way, across the side of the field. There's a bit of uncertainty about which way the players want to go. There doesn't seem to be any lack of cohesion, and the penalty to the Shamrocks. He's holding on to the ball. The pilfer was good, and the Shamrocks find themselves again on the front foot, quelling a very good attempt for the Helsinki Warriors to try and penetrate the defensive line. As we look to the clock, under 15 minutes remaining, and the Shamrocks look to be slightly in control of this game, as we see Arigali Vals take the kick, which lands nicely just outside the 22-metre line, with the Shamrocks throw-in to come. So we see Alejandro Ruiz take the throw-in. My guess is to the front, safe throw-in, great throw. Referee deems it straight, as we see Daniel Kerr do a bit of a shimmy. Stefan Rogers is taking it closer to the gain line, just on the gain line. Very quick recycle back to the blind side. Beto Larson with the ball out to Widrahui to the step. Hot stepper inside as he works his way towards the try line. Shamrock's getting some great front foot ball, but they've lost possession, and advantage played for a knock on to the Helsinki Warriors. As we see them dish out to Axeli Linus Dules, or whatever his name is. And Tumpi Finau looking to spread the ball, and another terrible pass from Tumpi Finau. And it doesn't seem that we're going back for the advantage, because they've kicked advantage away, and it's a penalty against the Shamrocks for sealing off the ruck. Interesting to see what the Warriors do here, slowing it down a bit, and they're going to go for a kick towards the touchline for a line-out throw. Okay, that's a very good kick from the Helsinki Warriors. That parks them just inside the Shamrocks 22. The arm is out by Palomir Field, signifying that they have the throw-in as well. Helsinki Warriors have found themselves at the other end of the field, and a perfect opportunity to mount an attack to try and get some points on the board. With only 13 minutes remaining, the Shamrocks lead by 3 points, 15 points to 12. And that's an overthrow to Axeli Pelt. Not Peltoniemi, Axeli Ninus-Talos. And it's given it out to Tumpi Finau. They're just skirting the 22-metre line here. Almost a drop ball. Trying to exploit the outside fringes, but taken down by Woods Rahui. And it's a bit of a slowdown. And they've taken down the blind side, and that's a high tackle as well. The arm is out to the Helsinki Warriors as they push closer and closer to the try line. And the big bopper tries to take it up forward to the try line, repelled by some strong Old Town Shamrocks defence. And Big John trying to cross the line, and he does. Big John crosses the try line to bring the score 17 points to 15. Kick to come from a very difficult position. As the Shamrocks regroup behind the goalposts, there is some clarification given, a yellow card given to Glenn Christian, or is it Alexander Bannatyne? Yes, it is Alexander Bannatyne coming off the field, given a yellow card from the referee. The Shamrocks find themselves 2 points down with 14 men on the field. Kick to come for the Helsinki Warriors to take them to a 5-point lead. Sorry, a 4-point lead. And that kick has gone wayward to the right of the posts.
The score remains 17 points to the Helsinki Warriors, 15 points to the Old Town Shamrocks, with just over 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Yeah. And we see Dan Kerr put the ball nice and high. Warriors take the ball and also take a heavy hit. But there is an arm out to the Helsinki Warriors side. Okay, and we're going to be talking to the AR ref here, Chris Wallace. Yes, that was a very solid hit here. The Shamrocks aren't taking a step back from this very physical, very large forward pack. And it seems to me that he's taken enough of a hit to be subbed off as signalled by Uxley from the Helsinki Warriors. And that's another yellow card for the Old Town Shamrocks. And they find themselves with 13 men on the field with approximately 10 minutes to go. The score on the board is 17-15 to the Warriors, with the penalty given to the Warriors as Tumpi looks to make the clearance kick for their line-out throw-in. Yes, and that's a great keep-in from Witswahui. Yes. Oh, okay. All right. So there seems to be some confusion as to whether or not Wids did have a foot in touch when he nudged the ball back into the field of play. As the Warriors set up for their line-out. And that's a quick throw in to Uxley as well. Dished out to the back line. Tumpi Finau dishes it out. And we've got a solid hit from Samoa Petri Packer. There is a no entry sign down this lane of the field. They cannot get past the formidable defense of Samoa Petri Packer. And the Shamrocks look to have all players up in the defensive line and some numbers here as we see the Shamrocks try and take the defense further back in field. And we see Big John take the ball up. Glenn Christenkern taking a very nice tackle there. The ball is dished out to Tumpi. Now, Uxley Munistalo is taking the ball up further. Good recycle. There seems to be numbers for the Warriors. And he's knocked it on. Some very frantic play from the Warriors there, trying to assert their lead over the Shamrocks. And the Shamrocks, with 13 men on the field, about to pack down for a scrum. And that's a good solid feed. The scrum seems to be holding just for the moment. Okay, and unfortunately, the Shamrocks discipline has taken the back seat to some common sense here. And the ball was eventually going to come out of the scrum onto the Shamrock side, but the penalty has been given to the Helsinki Warriors. Okay, they have not opted for the 3 points. Instead, they will take the line-out throw 5 metres out from the Shamrocks try line.
Okay, so Uxley Nunistalo is at the back of the line out. We've seen 2 overthrows by, and it's been pushed onto the, and it's a scrum to the Shamrocks for a knock on in the line out. The Helsinki Warriors giving up an opportunity to stamp the authority and try and score some more points to extend their lead. As we look to the time left on the scoreboard, we have just over 6 minutes remaining of this Grand Final 2024 Finnish Rugby Championship. And the Shamrocks find themselves at the wrong end of the field. However, they do have the scrum feed. And that's a great nudge from the Shamrocks. And the boys are going to play it safe. And they put the ball out, and it's just outside the 5 metre line, giving the Warriors yet another opportunity against a 13-man Shamrocks team on the field. Or is it 14? Where did Alexander go? And that's another poor throw from the Helsinki Warriors. And advantage is given to the Shamrocks here. They find themselves just outside their own try line. And the ball does seem to be a bit slow coming out of the ruck. And a box kick from the Shamrocks puts them just a little bit forward. Okay, they're going to go back for the scrum here, playing advantage to the Shamrocks for a knock-on by the Warriors in the line-out. 13, yeah. He should be in the seat. Oh, I think his game's over. So the Shamrocks will see the game out with only 14 men on the field so far. No, because he'll come back on. And that's a penalty advantage to the Shamrocks. And Yaska decides to run it because he knows he's got the advantage. And we are going to come back for the penalty. So some good relief of pressure there. Having been given the penalty to the Shamrocks, they can slowly work their way towards the other end of the field. As we look to the clock, there is 4 minutes approximately left on the clock. Shamrocks having possession and nudging the ball further down the field. And that's a great kick. Just inside their own half. Shamrocks have the throw in. I don't know why the AR has... Okay, no, the AR has corrected the signal for a Shamrocks throw in. And that's a great throw in, yes. And they've given it to Curtis Pollard. And we see Yaska trying to exploit the outside fringes on this side of the field. And the ruck is set up nicely. The Warriors will be looking to not give away any penalties this close towards the end of the game. Uxley Peltoniemi hitting the ball up solidly. And we see the ball dished out to Daniel Kerr. And it's a nice kick just on the inside. He has kicked away possession, however, with only 3 minutes remaining on the clock. And that's another high tackle from the Shamrocks, which no doubt will put an unfortunate end to one of their players. As we see, just under 3 minutes remaining on the clock. And it looks like that Alejandro has been given a card, which reduces the Shamrocks to 12 players. 12 players with 3 minutes remaining. With the numerical advantage the Warriors have, it's going to take somewhat of a miracle for the Shamrocks to come back and clutch the win. Discipline has been a key factor that the Shamrocks have focused on, and it's been extremely unfortunate
But they couldn't abide by their own mantra, their own. So I'm being drowned out here by both the Warriors and the Shamrock supporters here. Okay, play has resumed here. Just under 3 minutes left on the clock. And the Warriors, no doubt, will take time. Okay, they're going to pack down for a scrum. It's a very good time waster. And they see them slowly coming towards the 10-metre line inside the Warriors' half. If the Portable Shamrocks wish to take control and gain possession back, they're going to need a hell of a good push here, as the Warriors will be looking to run out the clock with some safe passing and safe hit-ups. Can't go on now. I can't go on now. And we see Tommy Parvilainen come on to the pitch in the last dying minutes of the game. 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock as he moves into the front row. With Rahui coming off because there is not enough players in the forward pack to pack down the scrum. The front row, I mean. And the advantage has been played to the Warriors. And it's a very, very smart kick to eat up more time on the clock, but they're coming back for the advantage. And it seems that the Shamrocks did bore in on that scrum. Oh no, they were pulling the scrum down. With the time slowly ticking down, we see just 1 minute and 20 seconds of play remaining. And we see the Warriors with a good solid feed to the scrum. And they're exploiting this side of the field where there is numbers as they take themselves further into the Shamrocks half. Shamrocks looking to scramble back in defence. And they're still on. Okay, that's a good carry from Ben. And they've knocked the ball on. No, they haven't. Some desperate moments here from the Shamrocks with 30 seconds remaining on the clock. And they're going to play it safe. The Warriors are looking for and there's still time remaining. Okay, there is not time remaining. And we see the end of the 2024 Finnish Rugby Championship season with the Helsinki Warriors deservedly taking the championship series for a 10th consecutive season. 17 points to Old Town Shamrocks, 15 points. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in at home and around the world. We've seen an epic battle between two fairly even teams here in Espoo. The result that the Helsinki Warriors were looking for, not the result that the Old Town Shamrocks were looking for. As we bring a close to the 2024 Finnish Rugby Championship season. Thank you all for watching. A big shout out to all of those who tuned in Portable and to our sponsors. Thank you and good night.